Hello artists! Welcome to Awesome Art with Miss Patterson. Since Halloween is this week, I thought we would do something really fun and learn how to draw a Halloween witch cat. Okay, so you're going to need something to draw with, a marker or a pencil. You're going to need a piece of white paper, and you're also going to need coloring tools. I use markers and crayons. So go grab your supplies and I'll meet you right back. So I have a piece of paper, I have my drawing utensil. I'm going to use a Sharpie so that you guys can see what I'm drawing, but you can totally use a pencil so that way if you make any mistakes you can erase it. And I also have some markers so that I can color, but you can use any coloring tool you want: crayons, colored pencils, markers. You can even paint it if you have paint at home. So grab your materials and let's go. Alright, I am going to start by drawing my cat's eyes. So I'm going to draw 2 circles about in the middle of my page, just like that. And because I like to draw my eyes to look like they have a little light reflection in them, I'm going to draw a smaller circle in the top corner of my eye, and then I'm going to draw an even smaller circle diagonally from that one. Okay. Now I'm going to color in my circle. I'm going to color in the large part, but not the 2 smaller circles inside. Alright, so I have my face colored in. Now I'm going to make my nose for my cat. So between my eyes, I'm going to make just a slight curved rainbow line. And then I'm going to do 2 diagonal lines because I want to make my nose look kind of triangular. So I'm going to do a diagonal line coming down, and then I'm going to meet it with a second one. So there, it's a kind of a rounded triangle. Then I'm going to make my cat's mouth. I'm going to do a little line coming down, and then I'm just going to make 2 J hook lines coming off of each side. Oh, so cute. Then I'm going to give just 3 little dots. Those kind of look like where my whiskers are going to come out. We'll come back and add the whiskers later. Alright, next I'm going to make my cat's head. Now I want my cat to have a nice round head, so I'm going to draw a half circle just like that. Oh, it's so cute. Love it. Now I thought since it's Halloween, if you want, you can make your cat wearing a fun little witch's hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line connecting the top of my head to close it in. Okay, so now we're going to make the brim of our witch's hat. So if you made my scarecrow, we're going to do something similar. We're going to draw that sideways letter C coming from one side of the head back to the other. But instead of it being, I'm going to make my brim come out wider because it's a really wide brim on a witch's hat. So I'm going to start about even with my eyes, and I'm going to go out and curve up like a letter J, and then I'm going to go across and back in to the side. Alright, so far so good. Now I'm going to make my cat's ears. So my cat's ears are going to be even with the side of her head. So I'm going to start, I'm going to go up, because here's my head, so I'm going to go up from here, kind of diagonally, because her head gets smaller like the top of the circle. And I'm going to draw a curved diagonal line up for one ear, and then I'm going to bring it back down to the rim of my hat. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to come up kind of diagonally, and I'm going to do a line coming up, and then back down. That's cute. Alright, so now I want to give the inside of my ear, so I'm going to go diagonally up, and then I want my ears to look kind of furry, so I'm going to do diagonal lines coming back down. So line up and then zigzag back down. Okay. Now I'm going to do the top of my witch's hat. Now I want to make it look like my hat is more narrow than my ears, so I'm going to start my hat kind of about halfway. Oops, I made a little mark. That's okay. I'll cover it up when I color. I'm going to do a diagonal line coming up to a point above my ears, and then bring it back down to the other ear. Okay, let's smooth out those lines so we can't see that transition. Alright, so far so good. Now, witches' hats usually have a ribbon going across them, so between my ears I'm going to draw a horizontal line, and that's going to be the ribbon of my hat. Alright, so we have our hat, our ears, and our head. Now we're going to do our body. So I'm just going to do a curved line coming down for the left side of my body. Kind of looks like a hook line. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do a diagonal line that kind of curves back in. Okay. Now before I finish my body, I'm going to give my cat some little paws in the front. So I'm just going to do a letter J coming down for the front paw. And I'm going to come back up. So there's one paw. And next to it I'm going to do another one. So J, backwards J coming down. And then back up. Awesome. So we have two legs. And then we're just going to connect our body back to our front legs, and then close in the middle. There's my chubby little kitten. All that she's missing is a tail, so I'm going to make my tail come up from the side. Now you can make your tail curl around the front. You can make it come out like an S with a spiral. You can just make it round. So I'm just going to make a curved line for my cat's tail. Oh, she's so cute. Now at this point you can make your cat have stripes. You can give her a white tummy, which I think is what I'm going to do. So starting underneath her chin, I'm going to do some zigzag lines coming down, and the same thing on the other side. There we go. I like it. You can give, if you want your cat to have like white paws, you can put a little zigzag line for her white paws. I think I'm going to give her a white tip to her tail too, kind of like a fox's tail. Alright, we need one more thing so that this looks like a cat. We need some whiskers. So coming beside her little dots that we drew, I'm just going to draw 3 lines on each side. Oh my goodness, I love our little cat I drew. So let's give our cat a background. I'm going to draw my horizon line. So I'm going to start on the left side. I'm going to draw a horizontal line and stop when I get to my cat. Then trace over with my finger and start it on the other side. Stop if I get to my tail, and then finish it on the other side of my tail. So down below I have excuse me, I have my grass, and above that line I have my sky. I think I'm going to give her a little pumpkin next to her, so I'm just going to draw a quick little pumpkin. Letter C, backwards letter C. Then I'm going to give my pumpkin a little stem at the top, so I'm going to do a curved line coming out, and then a straight line and a curved line coming back. I think I want mine to be a jack-o'-lantern, so I'm going to draw some eyes, a nose, and a funny jack-o'-lantern smile. There we go. That looks good. Alright, and it's going to be nighttime, so I'm going to draw myself a nice big full moon, because a black cat on Halloween with a full moon, I think that'll look awesome. Alright, well there I have my picture, all finished with lots of details, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my markers, and I'm going to color her in. was coloring my cat, I kept coming up with new ideas of things to add. Like I used a brown to add stripes to my pumpkin to make it look like it has those ridges that pumpkins do. And I added little green squiggles to look like blades of grass, and I added a little green spiral vine. On my moon, I don't know if you noticed, I was trying to get that kind of gray pattern that's on the moon, but I didn't want to draw it with the gray marker because it's so dark. And when you look at the moon, the gray spot is not really dark. It's a light gray. So what I did was I used my pencil to like get some lead on there, and then I took my finger and kind of blended it in so it just kind of looked like that gray hazy look that's on the moon. Anyway, I love how our cat turned out. I can't wait to see yours, and I hope you all have a happy Halloween.